Well, today we're working on Jocelyn's 2000 Hyundai Accent. Going to be doing struts, brakes, filters, and inner door handle repair. That's always fun, especially on a Hyundai Accent. They're impossible to get out. Anyway, I'll be back. Okay, first thing is the top strut nuts. I want to, lube those up with lubricant really good because it is a 12-year-old Hyundai, and I'm expecting little bits of rust problems with nuts and bolts and fasteners and stuff. So I've soaked those in WD-40 and doing the struts first. So I'm going to remove the wheel and get it. Okay, remove the wheel, put the wheel under the car. Just in case, if something happens and it falls, it's always better for it to fall on the tire. Just put it under the frame rail that goes from front to back. It's better for it to fall on the tire than to fall on you or flat on the ground. And pulling off the top strut, the bottom strut bolts, upper and lower, they're both 17 inner and outer. I've removed the nuts, and of course the bolts are stuck in there. So I'm going to be tapping on them with a hammer to tap them out. And if you're ever tapping on a bolt, make sure to put the nut back on, because if you don't, you'll probably mushroom the head of the other end of the bolt and you'll never get a nut back on it. So we're going to tap them with a hammer lightly, tap them out, and back in 2 seconds. We're going to lube them up too before we do that. Okay, got the bottom bolt loose, but this top one's being a bit of a pain in the ass. So we're going to tap it the slightest bit so we can get it to move in and out, and then tap it back and keep lubing it, and take the 17mm wrench, keep spinning it. So we're trying to loosen the sucker up, and it's tight in there. So I'll stick it down. You can watch me hammer for a second. What the hell? This sucker is not wanting to come out of here. I'm just going to keep working on it until it eventually does. I'm sure this is boring. Okay, we got the two lower strut bolts out. Took about a minute, just tapping. I said tapping gently back and forth. At one point, I put the ratchet on it and was backing winding the bolt as I tapped on it. It came out nice and easy. And now there's a 10mm bolt that holds on the brake line. It holds the brake line on the back of the strut. 12mm. And we're just taking that off. Again, this is a 12-year-old car, so make sure you hose everything down with lubricant. You always want to be a fireman, didn't you? So hose it all down. And that's off. And I put that back in there so I don't lose it. But we need it for the new strut. And on top, once again, these are 12mm bolts. We're going to take these three out and back in a minute. Okay, upper strut bolts are off, so we're just going to pull the strut out now. Wiggle and jiggle and yank it out. That's what she said. Have to do it with one hand. Anyway, there we go. Careful of the CV boot. Really hard to do with one hand. I'm putting this down for a second. Don't know if you can see it or not, but I don't want to wreck a brake line, so And there we are, one nasty leaky strut out of the car. Here is this the right side? Oh, it's right, both sides are the same on the replacements. Anyway, here's the new strut, and we'll be taking the spring off and replacing. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, now we're putting on the strut compressors. The spring compressor, I've already put this one on to save you from having to go through the boredom of watching me adjust it to the right size for the spring. So we're just going to crank this until it compresses the spring and you feel the tension go away from the top and bottom until it's loose. You'll feel it. There's 2 of them. I'm going to put the other one on the other side once I get this one tightened pretty good. But once you feel the spring slacking and flopping around between the perch and the compressor, or in the in the spring, and you know you've got it tight enough. You're not trying to squash them flat. You want to make it look like an unwanted swinky. Slinky. Swinky. What the hell's a swinky? Not loose yet. Hope that's still in sight for you. Kind of moving it around. I think we're loose. This is awful tight spring for such a small car. Okay, there we go. It's starting to loosen and pull away. Got it almost fully tightened. So now we're going to take the little rubber cap, the little plastic cap off the center nut, and we're just going to undo that. I'm using an impact gun to take it off. This is a good time to check the top strut mount bearing, spin it, see if there's any noises, any grinding, if it's sticky. This one's good. Thank God, because I didn't bring a new one. And so anyway, I'm going to pull that off. I'll put this camera down and show you that. Are you 21? You are not. I think you're 17. I just had a 17 sitting here. Well, I'm going to use a non-impact socket. And it's 19. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? And that is it. See that or not? So that's it. And we're just going to pop the strut top mount off. Thank God that's good. We're going to be re-greasing all the surfaces that touch each other before we put it back in. The bearing, there's like a bearing seal here. We're going to, right there. We're going to be re-greasing that. And right now we're just going to slide the old spring off. Since the new kit did not come with boots, we're going to put the dust boot back on. I'm going to put this camera down again. It's a pain to try and do with one hand. Look at this strut. Toast. Okay. This one's got a little retainer to keep the strut pushed in. So, come on, get off. Come on, you. Thank you. Oh, that's what real pressure looks like on one of these, huh? Okay, slip the new boot on. Here's a slip. Sorry, getting ahead of myself. I think there's a rubber spring perch on the old one, and there is a silencer. This just keeps the okay. So the rubber pad sticks through these two little nipples, three little nipples. So I have to slowly work those out, or else I'm gonna. Oh, well, maybe not. Pop. Come on, you gotta figure one of them's gonna rip, right? One of them's gonna tear off. That was my glove finger just tore off. Come on. Just trying to gently pull back and forth, side to side, so this thing will pop through the hole. Ah, there's the one that tore. You know what's gonna happen. Okay, so the old spring little rubber damper for the bottom is just going to keep it from rattling around on there, and it doesn't fit the new strut very well. But anywho, we're going to stick the spring back on. Rubber noise. It's just a noise reduction thing. It's going to keep it from squeaking, but it doesn't look happy on there. That's as good as it's going to get. It doesn't fit 100% perfect. I'll put this camera down. You can watch it being. I just want all this tucked in as good as it can get, because it doesn't 100% fit perfectly. There we go. On the top. Is that a different diameter? I would be very pissed if it is. It is not. Just going to turn it until the top of the spring, the flat part of the spring, goes into its little notch. And I've got to grease this. So, oh, son of a. Well, give me 1 second. I'm carrying this with me. So put it down, it'll just get screwed. Okay, so I just coated the top with some synthetic grease. Now we're going to put the strut top mount back on. And the bolt. Where is it? Ah, it's still inside the impact gun. And done. So I'm just going to take the spring compressors off and put the strut back on. Check everything to make sure it's still lined up and inside the slot. Biggest thing is to make sure the spring ends fit into their little notches, top and bottom. And everything's groovy. So I'm going to take these spring compressors off. Okay, now we're just going to pop the reassembled strut back in. Line it up with the top holes first. And you can loosely put the nuts back on the bolts at the top just to hold it in place. You can just put 2 of them probably on if you want. So those will lightly hold the strut in place while we put the bottom on and line it up. Which is about as hard as a 2-piece jigsaw puzzle. Nice and easy. And that is it. Let me think. Without filming, 15-20 minutes per side. Yeah, that's about it. 15-20 minutes. Don't forget the bolt we left on the strut for the brake cable. Brake cable, brake line. Where the hell did I put that? There you are. And that's it. We're just going to tighten everything up and move on to the other side and the brakes. And we're done. Now, the top bolts up top, tighten these again once you get the car on the ground and all the weight on them. You can tighten them now, but once you get the weight on them, tighten them and the center strut bolt again, because you'll have all the weight on the car and you want nice and snug. These top bolts, see, they're small, they're 12 mil bolts. Don't be tightening the crap out of them. It's usually where people have a lot of problem is over tightening things. I rarely see problems with under tightening, it's usually over tightening. So, now we're going to tighten this up and move on to the brakes.